I'd like to call this meeting to order. Our town council meeting for our first meeting in the year of 2023. Happy New Year's to everyone and anyone who might be listening. Happy New Year. At this time, I'd like for us to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd also at this time like for us just to just provide a moment of silence. Thankful for the new year, just remembering lives lost, and just thinking and being positive about our future in 2023. Let's pause now. All righty, thank you guys. Welcome again to the Town of Edmonston's Town Council meeting, Mayor and Town Council meeting for the year 2023, January. We'd like to invite anyone who is here from our public and would like to provide a comment, ask a question. We'll open the floor now if you just state your name and your address or business. All righty. If no one is speaking tonight from our public, we'll move on to our old business, which is to review and approval of our Stormwater Management Best Practices Grant Program for flood mitigation assistance to our residents. We've been working on this for a good little while now, and we believe it is just about where we need it to be. It is in the hands of our attorney, who is just making a few edits, but nothing has changed basically. And if there are no questions or comments, I'll accept a motion to approve the grant program for flood mitigation for our residents.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you so much, Ms. McCulley. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. It's been motioned and second. No discussion. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And we should get that from Ms. Ferguson very, very soon. And we'll get that information out to our residents via our access channel and Facebook and our website. The next item is the final approval of ordinance 22-OR-08, modifying the personnel policies and guidelines under section 8-4, holiday pay, which will read, police department employees are paid 8 hours of additional pay on all specified holidays unless they are on designated leave.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. So the reason I paused is because I did have discussion. And we've done this, we just did it a little while ago, but it reads, police department employees are paid 8 hours of additional pay on all specified holidays. It says additional pay. And maybe I'm getting, I just got technical, but as I read it out loud again, that hit me. It says paid 8 hours of additional pay, meaning they get paid for the day off and additional. I know that's not what we mean.
No, so what it means is they get an additional 8 hours for that tour duty that they work. So for instance, they work an 8
that
hour
they
day.
work.
Yeah, they work.
So that's not what this is saying.
The language here mirrors what's being modified. This isn't the language of the new ordinance.
Okay, because
I
it
thought-
says pay the following sentence. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where it.
But
we
I
got
thought
messed
this
up.
was the corrected, so they get 8 hours on the holidays unless they're on leave, then they don't get extra pay.
That's correct.
They get paid for if they're not working, they get their regular pay. If they are working, then that's where they get the.
That's where they get the
additional pay.
double time essentially.
Right, right. And I can't believe I've read this and just now it just jumped out at me. So how will it read?
Hang on, I'm getting the actual, what she did. Okay, she took out police department employees are paid 8 hours of additional paid on all specified holidays unless they are on designated leave.
That's
So
what this says.
So she deleted it
Oh,
and she
deleted it.
added that sentence. And then she added, police officers who are working on a paid holiday also receive 8 hours of holiday pay.
It's not reading well to me. I don't know if anybody else is hearing what I'm hearing.
Chief, you're the one that has to interpret it. Is it reading to you? Did she not accomplish what you were wanting?
Give me 1 second.
No. If a police officer is not working, they should not be receiving any additional pay. They should just be receiving their straight pay. If a
Correct.
police officer is working, then they should receive the additional pay. But I don't
Yes.
see that this sentence is saying that.
So she put it in the language when she scratched it out the previous time, but I'm on board with you, Mayor. That's what it was supposed to have said, that if they're off, they're not getting paid for it. And if they're working, they get that extra incentive. That was the reason of us changing the ordinance.
Right. So,
So she doesn't need to take out the sentence? Is that what you're saying? If she doesn't, I mean, if you take out the sentence, then that's the only thing she's adding then is the police officers who are working on a paid holiday also receive 8 hours of holiday pay.
it's also. Say what you're saying, Mr. Barnes.
She added this sentence. The police officers who are working on a paid holiday also receive 8 hours of holiday pay.
So, but what it's reading is that they will receive additional pay.
They
Yeah,
do.
The ones
do.
that work, they
No, the
Well-
ones that are not working,
they don't receive anything.
but that's
That's
what I'm
it.
seeing.
So you're looking at the also. The
Holiday,
also
they
means that if you're scheduled to work, then you also get that additional 8. If you're off, you don't get anything.
But don't you get a paid holiday if you're off? So you get your
Yes.
base pay.
You get your
Yeah.
base pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you work, you actually get that double time that you work. So if it was an 8-hour day, you get 16 hours.
So
What was
let's-
happening before was the officers were, whether they were on or off, They were getting-
extra pay.
right, we
extra
got
pay.
that, but what I don't want to do is repeat and put something in that's not reading correctly. So let's say it again so we can make sure that we've corrected the issue.
police officers who are working on a paid holiday also receive 8 hours of holiday pay.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yep.
There.
What does that mean? They also receive 8 hours of holiday
Everyone
pay?
gets paid for the holiday, and if you're working, you
You get
also
the extra.
get
You get the extra.
8
That's
hours.
not what that said.
Okay, so that's wordsmith it. Let's get it to what it should say. Police officers who are working on a paid holiday receive regular pay and 8 hours of holiday pay.
Are they receiving time and a half?
No, it's just the extra hours. It's just 8
No,
extra
they get-
hours.
they
so
get-
it's
8
time and a half.
and 8.
Yeah.
8 and 8.
Okay, so that's where yeah, okay. So say it one more time for me.
Police officers who are working on a paid holiday also receive 8 hours of holiday pay.
Okay, and so it takes out this employees are paid 8 hours of additional pay. That is
Correct.
gone.
Correct.
Okay. All right, good.
Does it get it?
Yeah, if that's what it says, if that's what it's going to say, it does. Because we don't want to get back into what,
No.
yes, we're wasting money and time.
Right.
All right, cool. So we had a first and we had a motion and a second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 All right, excellent. So we'll move on to our minutes. And I'll accept a motion to approve our December the 14th, 2022 work session meeting minutes, as well as our December 14th, 2022 regular session meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
I'll make
I
the
make a
motion.
motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson and Ms. McCauley. All in favor? Any discussion about the meeting, the minutes? All right. Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 The next item is the consideration of the selection of Alexander and Cleaver as the town attorney beginning February 1, 2023, and approval of the mayor to sign a. So we're going to change that a little bit. Town beginning February 1, 2023, and approval of the mayor. No, we won't even say that. We mentioned the 1-year review,
Yes.
and we mentioned that the contract, after the contract is finalized. So the consideration of the selection of Alexander and Cleaver as the town attorney beginning February 1, 2023, after review of the contract and including a 1-year review. Is that good? Does that sound right?
Yes.
I don't have an attorney here to say
Yeah.
that. Good. Okay. Great. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
All right. Thank you, Ms. McCauley. Is a second.
I'll second.
I'll
Thank you so
second.
much, Ms. Chester. Any discussion on that? Any tweaks? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Did you get
Aye.
that, Mr. Barnes? Did I say it? Did you get what I said?
I
Okay.
did, word for word.
All right. Motion passed. The next item, so I did not ask for approval of the agenda. So we can just let this die for now, I guess, about the paint, because we were going to reword that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. So the next item is the introduction of approval of ordinance 23-OR-01, amending the town's code of ordinances, chapter 285, concerning property maintenance. The painting of the outside of the home with no paint chipped, discolored, and including dead trees on personal property as needing removal.
Wait, I thought that's the one we weren't gonna do.
It is. We're just gonna, because we didn't remove it, we're just gonna let it. Is there a motion to approve this? All right, motion dies. Thank you. So we're going to revisit this and tweak it a little bit. We all agree that this does need to happen, but we need to reword it so it is more appropriate to our residents. The next item is the introduction and approval of ordinance 23-OR-02, amending the town's Code of Ordinances, Chapter 215-4, concerning specifying the type of materials allowed for driveways. And I think this is great for Mr. Barnes to go ahead and expound so that we can have this documented and residents understand.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, the code compliance officer had requested this so that there was no confusion when looking at driveways, that they could not be dirt, essentially, that they have to be associated with some kind of pad, either consisting of bricks, concrete, asphalt, stone, pavers, or equivalent hard, dustless, and bonded surface material, pervious or semi-pervious surfacing materials, including but not limited to pervious asphalt and concrete, open joint pavers, and reinforced grass, gravel, or shell grids is encouraged.
All right. So is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Great, thank you so
Aye.
much. That just outlined just a bit more for our driveways. I know a lot of our residents have questions about why can't I have, a dirt driveway or whatever it is. These are other options, good options for your driveway, your drive up. So we'll have some more information coming on our Access Channel website and Facebook for those reasons.
Sarah, I don't think you have the agenda that has the resolution for the speed camera locations.
No, I did see that. But you can go ahead and call that, please.
Okay, the approval of the ordinance of the speed camera and the subsequent agreement by contract with Ultimate, one of the steps required is for you to pass a resolution establishing the locations for the speed cameras. Ultimate has suggested the 4900 block of Kenilworth. This says 4800, but Rod was probably in a fog or something. I wrote down the wrong address. The chief caught it. So it's 4900 block of Kenilworth Avenue and the 5100 block of Kenilworth Avenue. And Chief can explain further on this issue. Chief.
Thank you. Yes, so we're now in the warning phase of the whole speed camera resolution thing. The next step will be for Ultimate to get the permits. They said it's take about a week, maybe a week and a half. Once they get the permits, they'll be starting to put the cameras up. So we sent out a message on newsletter and so on the social media platforms, letting the residents and everybody know that come February 9th will be the end of the warning phase. So back according to state law, we have to issue a warning phase of 30 days, and we have to put it out on social media and at least have one hard copy. That's why it's going into the newsletter. These cameras will run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week because they're inside of a residential zone. Any questions?
Any questions?
No.
I don't have it.
Can I
So,
ask one quick question? Do these go on the sidewalk or off in the grassy area?
So these cameras will be placed on the middle portion of Kenilworth Avenue, the 5100 block, going in both directions on Kenilworth. And that's for the 5100 block. For the 4900 block, they're going to obtain permits or see if we need permits to actually place that speed camera on the same pole that the right turn on red is on. So if we don't need any specialized permits because it is a different camera, then we should be good. If so, then that's going to be just one hiccup that we got to take care of before we can go ahead and get that 4900 block taken care of.
So it won't be like a bulky box with cameras like is on the kind of next to the sidewalk now?
It won't, I can't really probably say if it's gonna be a bulky camera or not. I haven't seen what the camera looks like. For the most part, it probably will be that bulky box because of the fact that it has no pole. We don't have a pole to mount it on.
Oh, okay.
So it would be similar in a way to the one in Bladensburg.
Right.
It's like a box.
Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
And it's only, the boxes are easier because if it has to go on a pole, then we have to get more permits.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Oh, yeah. That's good. We're gonna have two, so that's good. So is there a motion to approve the location, the installation and location, the location and installation of the red light cameras? Is
I'll
that-
make the motion.
Thank you, Ms. McCauley. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you. Is there anything else on the agenda? That's good.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Upcoming events. And then we have our police report.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Police report?
Yes, ma'am. So this is the police report for December 2022. Only crimes that we had were 3 auto thefts. We actually recovered one of their vehicles with an arrest and 3 theft from autos. We issued out 16 parking tickets, 91 moving violations, made 3 arrests, 1 being the arrest from the motor vehicle theft. The other 2 were DUI arrests. We did 176 premise checks throughout the town, 37 traffic stops, 20 impounds, and we answered 130 calls for service. We had 82 red light citations that we confirmed and approved. The revenue generated from the red light camera was $6,150, and the revenue generated from impounds was $1,700. And that's for the police report. For code report, she issued out 12 municipal infractions, which are civil citations for code violations. 5 warning letters. She got 5 parking citations and 2 vehicle impounds and did 3 code violation follow-ups. She was able to get 1 business located at 4650 Tanglewood Drive to become compliant with getting their use and occupancy permit. And she cited vehicles for not displaying proper registration inside the town during the month of December. That's for the police and code report. I also have a couple of other things that I want to add in. So we're going to try to start up our own Police Explorer program in the town of Edmonston for the kids. The age range normally for Police Explorers are 14 to 20 years of age. In that process, once we do get it started, we're going to most likely utilize the rec. At the first hour, we will help with their homework, and then we will get into with a slight little physical workout, and then we're going to training. The Police Explorer program is a branch off from the Boy Scout of America. It gives the kids the opportunity to become more comfortable with law enforcement. They can do ride-alongs. We give them uniforms. They can assist us with, traffic control at events. And I think it'd be a great thing to have at all of our events to have, junior explorers helping us out and also being able to help the town out with different events as well. Also looking at starting a Citizen Police Academy. If you guys want to join that, let me know. I'm just trying to work out a time frame that it's going to be a 2-week academy or a week-long academy where the citizens get a chance to see what it's like to be a police officer without the physical fitness part of it. So they'll do a shoot, don't shoot scenario at the academy. It's a like a VR type thing. You walk into a room, we give you a scenario, and we see how you make that specific decision. And we just try to make it more transparent so they can see how it is to be a police officer, what some of the laws allow us to do and prohibit us to do. And I think that's it. I got 4 applicants set for an interview, and I'll let you guys know how that works out after the interview process.
Can I ask a quick question? Are these 2 initiatives open to Edmonston residents only, beyond Edmonston? Do you have any
We're going to stretch it beyond Edmonston. I know Bladensburg has their own Police Explorer, so most of the kids on that side will probably join Bladensburg. I think the next agency that may have one would be Carter City. And so my goal is to start it up. We're here in Edmonston, and then go on little retreats and stuff like that with Bladensburg and Carter City. Carter City takes their explorers a week do a camp, and that camp is called Public Safety Week. So they visit the SWAT building, they visit 911 communications, the jail, and they just do a range of things that whole week and then have a cookout at the end.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Are
Mr.
there sorry, one more question. Are there age limits or up
So for the Police
bottom or
Explore
top for the
program,
Citizen Academy?
so for the Police Explore program, it's 14 to 20, and for the Citizen Police Academy, is no age limit.
No age limit. But where does it
So,
stop?
like over 18?
Yeah, over 18.
It starts at 18.
And
Go
the
ahead,
sister
Mr.
had a
Rivera, I'm
question.
sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'll admit I'm a little uncomfortable with the notion of a citizen police academy. Without, there are some specific things that we have asked for from the police department in Edmonston. And this is prior to your term, Chief, but including, we've talked about having a police accountability board, a citizen accountability board. And I'm a little uncomfortable with going in the direction of sort of, asking or opening up these kinds of events that are sort of exposure to a lot of components of our criminal legal system that, from my view, some of them are in need of reform, and that is why we as a council had prioritized a police accountability board, and I feel like this is kind of going in a different direction. So I would just like to suggest that maybe before proceeding with this citizen police academy, that we really focus on some of the things that we prioritize as a council.
And that's fine. I knew nothing about the accountability board. The county does have a police accountability board, whereas we submit all our paperwork to them. But if you would like to have an Edmonston, we can work on that as well.
Yeah, we talked about, I think we called it a citizens advisory committee.
Okay.
Was something that we had been looking out for for our community in particular. The junior officer thing, like, I don't have any qualms about that. And I feel like there's sort of like a curriculum that's involved with that, but I'm certainly, I will confess, I feel a great deal of discomfort with moving ahead with the second idea without addressing the thing that we had prioritized for some time first.
I totally understand. And I'm willing to look into the accountability board. I think that it definitely benefit the police department. My thing is I like to be transparent when it comes to law enforcement in the community. I think that's one of the biggest things that we lack as a police department is a lot of agencies trying to be transparent. So I think the more that we share, it makes it a more easier dialogue for us to come to the community and be able to bridge the gap.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're totally aligned on that. And for us, the council, that's how we had sort of viewed the Citizens Advisory Group to be as sort of like the first step toward doing that.
And I'm with you on that 100%.
Cool. Well, I'm happy to talk offline too about it and how.
Definitely.
I'm certainly want to assist and be useful with that. So thank you so much.
No problem.
So, Ms. Tuberville, you were saying you're not in support of the darn. What was the
Citizen Police Academy.
Yeah, the Citizens Police Academy.
Correct.
And you'd like us to push or continue the advisory board.
Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, we haven't made any advancements with that at all.
Right. That
Right.
was another
was one of-
initiative. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I hear you, and I think that we should, but I also like the idea of the Citizens Academy. just for, it provides an experience. It could stir up a positive for someone that is young and not knowing what they want to do. A lot of people, and I know you know, a lot of our males, even females, have no trust in our police officers. And a lot of it is because they don't understand. And just like what he said, the shoot or no shoot, we don't understand the trigger and all that stuff that comes along with it. So I think it might be a good idea to, I guess it is to kind of sort of feel what it's like to be a police officer or behind the police officer's lens, but also provide them, this is what I'm thinking, Mr. Beal, let me know, also provide them some law information, what's legal and what's not legal. So I'm thinking it might.
And so what the police academy, the police academy does for citizens that a lot of agencies put on, it just gives you that insight of how everything plays out, from the use of force policy on why officers use the force they use, to the shoot, don't shoot. And every police officer in the state of Maryland has to do a de-escalation training. And part of that de-escalation training is the shoot, don't shoot. And it's called Milo, but that's what the scenario is based off of. You walk into a room, they present you with a scenario on the screen, and they give you the same equipment they give a police officer, and see how you react in that situation. Members from the media, they do a lot. But my main thing behind the Citizen Police Academy is to help close that gap with, people or citizens thinking that the police are out to get them. So I think the more knowledge you have on the field of law enforcement, you don't have to build your opinion of something that you see on social media or media. You can say, hey, I actually been through this situation, or I actually, went through the training, and, I know about the use of force. And in reality, it might save you on the streets if you get pulled over and things start to go south. You already know what the use of force policy is on, if an officer stops you, what they can and they can't ask for. Like Maryland is a must ID state, so I don't have to show you my ID if I'm not driving a vehicle. So some of those things like that, just putting knowledge in citizens' heads so that way they know the right things and just won't go off of something that they saw on Google.
I think it's a great program, and I think it will also get more people interested when we do finally get an advisory board, or, but Eric, I think that would be awesome.
And it will also help out the citizen advisory board too, because depending on what they're looking into as far as the police department, they can kind of know, or they have an idea of, okay, why this situation took place, or why this officer used this level of force when it could have been something that could have been de-escalated. I'm also looking at the bowler wrap, which is a non-pain compliant tool. Is safer than a taser. And all it does is, if we encounter somebody who wants to be active resistant or wants to fight us, we don't have to tase them. We don't even have to go hands-on anymore. It's a tool that we use that basically shoots a piece of string out and wraps around the suspect until we can gain compliance. I think that's a lot safer than the taser, because the taser, it includes pain. You have to get pain compliance with a taser. But with the bowler wrap, I think that will help us do a job a lot safer. And at the end of the day, everybody is leaving safe and not injured.
I think the more tools you all get to do your job, and the more you can inform the residents, citizens, through both, the youth and the adult academy, I think they're both awesome ideas. I'd love to see you go forward with both of them.
I mean, my last note of concern is that other communities that do this Citizens Police Academy, that it's a pretty, there's an application process, there's a vetting process for the people who are involved. You don't just throw anybody who wants to do it into it, and so I think it's a resource intensive thing for us to be doing. And I just, when we had discussions, we've been talking for a while about a citizens advisories committee. And I feel like if that group agrees that this is a good idea, then maybe we would move forward with it. But to me, this just feels like putting the cart before the horse and putting a lot of resources into something without having sort of the citizen input about what we would like as a community to see from our police leadership and what kind of you know, and where we think that the priorities lie. I mean, it may very well be that the Citizens Advisory Group would be like a good body to actually do the Citizens Academy or something like that, right? I just worry about the resources, and I just worry about the sequencing of how we're going about this.
And I thought about the resources as well. I've been in communication with other chiefs that have run the program. So it's not something that's going to start next week, next month. It's going to be a time frame attached to it. I just wanted to put the idea out there just to let citizens know that it's something that's in the works. And we can work on the Citizen Advisory Board as well. So I get in contact with you offline in reference to that as well.
I think it's something we should look into and move forward with it. And some of the people that go to the academy would be great people to have on the board because they will have a better understanding than going in blind, having no clue at all what the officers are up against every day.
Any other comments? Good.
That's all I have.
Fantastic. And good discussion as usual. Thank you for understanding about the Citizens Advisory Board. It was not during your acting chief term, so it is something that we all wanted, though. We all agreed to that. So thank you for understanding that part and being willing to move forward with that. And again, the creativity and just connecting with Cottage City and Bladensburg on the programs that they're providing for our youth, because that's important too. So we'll discuss it further, and thank you for bringing that to us.
No problem.
Did you have anything else, Chief?
No, ma'am.
All righty,
Thank you, Town Council.
you got it. And Mr. Barnes?
I'll be brief, Mayor. Just a couple things. We have notification we've been approved as a host site again for the Chesapeake Conservation Corps. So we'll try to seek out a wonderful Corps member to come join us. It's Avery and I work on that hard, and it's a difficult task to match, but we'll work on it again this time around. We did receive notice that we received a partial funding of our grant on Lafayette and Street for sidewalks, bus shelter, and flashing stoplights, signs. I haven't got the details yet of what they exactly funded. So I'm looking forward to hearing on that. Our Safe Routes to Schools project, the sidewalks on 52nd and on Crittenton have hit the 90% review completion by MDOT, and they sent back several pages of questions and changes that Mike will be doing. He submitted the permit request to DPI. They have reviewed it preliminarily and sent back questions, and same with Soil and Conservation. So that project is moving forward well, and will get going in a big way this summer. And I believe that is all. We have a newsletter coming out next week. It'll highlight the election process, as this is an election year, as each of you are up for re-election or up for election. Your positions are up for election, and Avery's working on that calendar, along with, we sent you a calendar of proposed events throughout the year. If you have any additions or changes to that, please let me know.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Barnes? All right, that was easy. All right, any council member, anything for discussion? Council Member Johnson?
I didn't really have anything. I was kind of like under the weather over the holidays, so
No, sorry about
I
that.
didn't really get into anything.
Yeah. You feeling better? You
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
good. Good,
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
good. Ms. Turberville? You're muted.
So I was really glad that we ultimately did invest in some lovely holiday festive decor. I mean, I heard from a lot of folks in the community and from elsewhere that the town looked really lovely, and I think it was a really nice way to lift people's spirits. So
It is.
thank you all for that.
It was. Thank you. Ms. McCully?
I'm good for once.
You had all your comments anyway, and Ms. Chester?
I did get a phone call from the gentleman from the National League of Cities,
Mhm.
about a racial justice seminar. It's like a 2-day event at the Museum of the American Indian downtown. And I don't think I can go because in my new job, it's not as easy for me to sort of flex my schedule. And it looks like it's less of like panels of speakers and more of a very active workshop. They have some keynote speakers, but then it looks a little bit more like once you're there, you're like participating and moving through these sort of different guided activities. And so it wouldn't be easy to just pop in and out like I was thinking maybe I could do for part of one of the days. So I don't know if you want me to send that to the other council members, if anybody else is able and has a more flexible schedule. Looking at you, Mr. Johnson, Betsy, perhaps.
Yeah.
The
Well,
17th.
they hear you.
The
The
17th and
17th and 18th of this month.
I'm gonna have to pass. I got baby duty.
It's cool. It was the National League of Cities just inviting us, and they just asked if anyone else might have wanted to come.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
not a great
was
big
thinking
deal.
If there were like sessions where I could like take a long lunch or something like
Yeah,
that. It looks
yeah,
like actually a
yeah.
much more active kind of seminar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what your schedule was, so I just gave them. Yeah.
Mr. Johnson, I can send it along to your email and you can check it out.
As long as it's not on the treatment day. 'Cause
I don't know. It's going to be quite a few people there, and Johnson is still doing treatment. So,
Okay.
yeah,
No
COVID
problem.
is rampant. So, but thank you. It's not a no big deal.
Yeah.
It was a personal invite that came in, but no big deal. Thank you for checking it out, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's good. Okay, and so all I need to say is Happy New Year, and I'm glad we're starting this new year together. Thank you for just a great year that we had, and just like Councilmember Turberville said, our festivities and our Main Street, Mr. Barnes, was beautiful. So thanks to you and our Public Works. Thank you. Thank the Public Works Department for putting those up. And I know that you all have heard from someone to say that the Main Street was beautiful. I'm sure you have. Miss Chester, you didn't?
I heard quite a few people talk about it.
Yeah. Oh,
I did.
you had that look like,
No, I certainly did. And I was just gonna throw in, like, I feel like more houses were decorated this year and
yeah, they were.
a lot of houses were really decorated, a lot of lights. So.
Mr.
Yeah.
Barnes, did you want to want to mention about the winners?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have 3 winners. One on 47th Avenue. If you recall, in the caravan was the one with the reindeer between the trees and the heart in the porch. And then the house here on Emerson, Mr. Doyle did an outstanding job, but the one right next to him did an even
It was nice.
awesome job too. And then the third one was Alex and Nick on Decatur as they plastered their home. And then Mr. Johnson chose 3 over at Fountain Park.
Oh, good.
And Mr. Johnson, did you want to say anything about those?
Yeah, I'm pass them out to them tomorrow when I know they're home.
Good.
So first place, second place, third place.
And you know, you're right. It seemed like there were more.
Yeah.
And so we want to kind of spread the love. We have some that do a great job every year, and I think they'll do it whether we have a first, second, or third, or whatever prize. But we want to spread the love to others that participated. So it was really good season this year. So again, MML's legislative reception is tomorrow. If anyone wants to come out to Annapolis at that hotel.
The graduate?
No.
Government House.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No, it's not at the Graduate. Isn't it the Government House?
No, it's one of the hotels. It's the one across from Robert. It's the one at, how they have the older hotels right there where I can't tell you. But if you're not planning on going, it's okay. I plan on attending, but it's the opening reception. Oh, Mr. Barnes is looking it up while we're talking.
Albert House.
Yeah, the Calvert House. That's it.
oh.
Yep, that one. So, but if you want to go, let me know. We can ride together. I don't mind. And that's really all I have. Thanks, Chief. Thanks for the work that you're doing. Your police department is looking fantastic. All 2 of you. And no, I'm just kidding. But thank you. And thank you, council. So at this time, I'll accept a motion to adjourn our meeting for tonight.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Ms. Chester and Ms. McCauley. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, Ms. Tuberville. We really appreciate it. No, you just popped up at the end.
No, I've been here.
I know
I've been
you
off
have.
camera because I'm just managing a few things at the home.
I know you have. I'm just,
Sorry.
okay.
That was good. That was fun.
I did a Betsy. Okay.
Yes, you did. I'm so proud of you, Tracy.
I know, I did a Betsy. But I can't believe how, the meeting is adjourned.